So for those panty waists who very likely in their personal lives run screaming in the other direction when conflict arises, just shut up and take a seat on this one. First, we have former FBI Director James Comey and now New York Attorney General Letitia James. Tish, with likely many more highfalutin crooks and criminals to go. Glorious, isn't it? Yeah, it is. And there aren't really just two camps here, pro-prosecution or anti-revenge. Quick aside, it ain't revenge. They all broke the law, unlike Trump, who got 34 charges against him on trumped up, non-factual things. Nope, there's actually three camps. Those two and the above-the-fray crowd, the so-called conservatives who think all of this is very messy and unseemly, who believe that to prosecute your political enemies for their actual crimes just doesn't look good. It's not cricket. They appeal to the system, that the system is more important, and how setting the precedent for going after political rivals and enemies will create a zero-sum alignment. Well, here's the philosophical problems with all of that. First, it was the communists who already set those wheels in motion. Two, Trump didn't actually commit any crimes, which is why everything was eventually overturned on appeal and tossed out. Third, Comey and James and the soon-to-be next indicted, Adam Schiff, anybody can say pencil neck geek, Adam Schiff, they all did commit crimes. Perjury before Congress, weaponization of powers in office, and on and on. Fourthly, regarding the system, which is what seem to be all like have their knickers in a bunch about, for the system to stand, if it is dependent on mutual holding back when it comes to corruption, then that in itself is an invitation for corrupt men to sign up for the system. If they can lie and cheat and steal and go after their enemies, and then when get caught, defer to the lame-ass excuse that, well, if you go after me, the next time around, I'm going to go after you, and people will lose trust in our system. Give me a frickin' break. The mafioso families of New York and Vegas operate under those rules, as do street gangs peddling drugs. How should that be the template for how leaders function? Short answer, it shouldn't be. And moreover, they should be all held to an even higher standard. The Catholic notion of authority is built on trust. First in earthly rulers, and failing that, which oftentimes happens, ultimately God, that God will right every wrong, even if we do have to wait for a while. But notice, even with God, crap doesn't just get dismissed because it's awkward or has some damaging consequences if it's brought up. It has damaging consequences if it's not brought up. So for those panty waists who very likely in their personal lives run screaming in the other direction when conflict arises, just shut up and take a seat on this one. Coming to you from Houston, Texas, I'm Gary Michael Voris. God love you.